1970s because I don't think a lot of people understand for historical context what was going on at that time, because you have to remember the country. We have seen the Kennedys, two of the brothers, Robert and John, assassinated. Then you have the assassination of Martin Luther King. And Malcolm X. You know, and you're also dealing with coming out of Vietnam, women's rights, liberation, protests, Woodstock, gas out was going on. So by the time 1970 hit, culturally, there was a lot going on within the society. Also, I feel like was assassination, the murder of Sam Cooke. You know, there's a lot that us as Black people, where we were by the time 1970 hit. Then you have James Brown, I'm Black and I'm Proud. So there's definitely a cultural shift going on when we look at 50s, 60s, and then boom, 1970. And then the unrest, I think it was Kent State, where the shooting took place, where they killed.
That was it.
And so that was major, and we have the National Guard coming in. So now you have, and then in 1968, here comes Iota Phi Theta on the scene in the middle of all this unrest. So culturally, as Black people, we were in a very tumultuous place. We think that this is serious now, with which it is, with Breonna Taylor and George Floyd. But imagine watching leadership, people that we've looked up to, be murdered, you know, in front of our faces, and there was no repercussion. Medgar Evers, another one that was killed as well. The March in Selma. So all this stuff led up to 1970. So put that in perspective, and then you have young, vibrant, passionate students on campus.
I think I'll say all organizations have been involved in that struggle, in that fight for equality, I'll say, you know, and it's a never ending. When I think about things like when we go back to 1922 in our Soror Wars, I mean, just think of what they had to endure. When we talk about the Ku Klux Klan had a cell right down the street.
Black
women going to
these right. Young Black women standing toe to toe with the Klan in 1922, in the 20s.
And the Grand Wizard had a home very close to the campus. I mean, there were so many things going on, and they had to pass through these areas. They had to deal with this, and they were getting their education during a time when women were not really supposed to get an education, especially Black women.
Exactly.
So, but they fought to do what they needed to do. And these women not only got bachelor's degrees, they got master's degrees, and, you know, they would have had PhDs then had there not been the same, you know, if things had been equal for everyone, you know.